In this video, I'm going to show you how you can create a high dynamic range or HDR looking photo using your collection of normal exposure, underexposure, and overexposure. So here I took a picture of the hallway. Many times if you're taking pictures where you're shooting at some light or indoors looking outside a window or even in different landscapes and you're facing like the sunrise or sunset, that there are going to be areas where shadows, you're here in the underexposure, my shadows have become really dark, but I see a little bit more details in my highlights. In my overexposure, obviously I've blown out my highlights, but I'm getting more details in those shadows. Now this is the actual image, the regular exposure, and most of our phones can take pretty high dynamic range images, just the natural settings, but some of your phones might be older and maybe don't have that capability. But anyhow, it's good to know how to do this. So once you have your 3 images, you will use a file, and it's another automate. It is a merge to HDR Pro. You're going to choose those 3 files that you've downloaded, and you're just going to hit open and hit OK. This will then blend those images together to give you that full dynamic range. Obviously, it is best to work with a tripod during this scenario so that you can keep your image pretty still and the same throughout. What I don't like about this is how saturated it is. So I'm going to actually turn that down just a little bit. I feel like it's just way too orange. So just turn it down just a smidge. Okay, so then this would be, as you can see, I can see clearly outside the window. Even in my original image, the sky wasn't as blue, so here it's a little bit more saturated. I'm getting all the details on the stairs. I'm getting the details on the wall. So I'm able to see all those details. I would just hit OK, and there is my high dynamic range image, my merge to HDR Pro. I would just remember always save file, save a copy, save it as a JPEG for submission. Keep it. You can keep it as a PSD file if you want to keep editing it or what have you. But that is how you create more high dynamic range, possibly a full range of value in your work, looking at that histogram. So again, if you can't find that, window, and make sure histogram is checkmarked, and I can see that full range of value.